In the early 1900s, a woman named Margaret lived in a small town in the American Midwest. She came from a wealthy family that had been well known for their large estate, which included a sprawling mansion, acres of farmland, and countless heirlooms passed down through generations. But Margaret's life was far from easy. After a bitter argument with her father, she left the family estate at the age of 18, never to return. As years went by, she married and moved to a different town, building a life of her own. But one thing haunted her: the argument with her father and the mysterious heirloom she had left behind. A priceless necklace that had been passed down through her family for generations. Years later, after Margaret's death, her daughter Sarah was cleaning out her mother's old home when she discovered a set of letters buried in an old box in the attic. The letters were from her grandmother, whom Sarah had never met. The letters revealed shocking secrets about the family's wealth and history. The most intriguing letter spoke of the heirloom necklace, how it had once been thought lost after a fire at the family estate. But Margaret's mother believed it had been hidden somewhere on the estate to protect it from thieves. The letters hinted that the necklace was still there, buried somewhere on the grounds of the old mansion, waiting to be found. Sarah, curious and determined, decided to visit the family estate, which had long since fallen into ruin. It had been sold after Margaret's departure, and the property had been abandoned for decades. Sarah, not fully knowing what she was looking for, wandered through the overgrown fields and ruins, trying to piece together the past. After several days of searching with no success, she was ready to give up. But something kept drawing her to an old oak tree that stood near the remains of the family's garden. It seemed like an odd place to search, but the letters had mentioned it, so Sarah dug beneath its roots. To her astonishment, she uncovered a hidden compartment in the tree's trunk. Inside, wrapped in old cloth, was the necklace, exactly as described in the letters. It was more magnificent than she could have imagined, its emerald and diamond inlays glistening even in the dim light. But with the discovery came even more questions. Why had Margaret's father hidden it so carefully? Why had it been kept secret from the rest of the family for so long? As Sarah sat beneath the tree, she pondered the long-forgotten history of the necklace and her family's secrets. The treasure she had unearthed was more than just a physical object. It was a symbol of a legacy, of unspoken wounds, and of a lost connection between her mother and her grandfather. As Sarah walked away from the estate, the necklace safely in her hand, she realized that the story of her family was far more complicated than she had ever known. And the heirloom, long thought lost, was the key to understanding the mysteries that had shaped her mother's life, and ultimately her own.